I'm Irene Chin, and I'm a filmmaker. I was born in Washington, D.C., and went to school at the School of Visual Arts in New York. I originally studied before art. I studied writing, and I wanted to be a writer, like a poet or fictional writer, and so I've always been really into storytelling. And then I got into art. I just realized I really liked being around artists, and I was really inspired by artists, and so they were like my people. So yeah, I went to art school, and then I kind of realized that film was this really amazing way of storytelling, but also visual storytelling. So it was kind of a good, it was my path sort of based on my background of writing and then also visual art. My mom was really into film, so I watched a lot of movies and foreign films. I had a lot of exposure to that when I was a kid and growing up. And then Kurt my partner, he went to film school. And so he really opened me up to films as an adult. And we've been together for like 12 years or so, a really long time. And so we have this really great partnership where we love film and we make films together. But yeah, that was just a really new experience for both of us, because it was the first film for both of us. So it was a learning experience, and that's one of the reasons why it took 5 years. But it was like going to grad school or something. Yeah. Lucy.
Was it like 5?
Lucy, stop. Lucy, stop. Yeah. Hey. We only filmed for maybe 3 years or something, but editing took over a year, because we also edited the film. So, like Friends of Wonder, we edited that too. So yeah, we love editing as well. Yeah, because you get to kind of like rewrite the story after it's done, and it's also really fun. When we were learning about independent film distribution, it's a crazy world. Yeah, the whole distribution side of film is it's really complicated, and it's also changing because they're streaming now, and that's even changing. I don't know. So we decided to self-distribute, and so we made the company 26 Series to distribute our film, and also as our own little production company. And we got the name because Kurt and I both have the same birthday, which is March 26th, okay. And we're both Aries, so yeah. We created it. Sorry, Lucy. I don't know why she's being so annoying. Do you mind if I get up for a second and let her out? Yeah, I'm just gonna make her sit out there. Hey, Lucy, come on up here. So we started the company in 2017. Yeah, we've been living in New York around 10 years, and some years back we heard about this old movie palace in Jersey City. So it was one of the 5 original Lowe's movie palaces, and we saw that they were showing films on 35mm and really cool old films, so we were just interested already. And then we found out that they also had an organist play before every show. So the first film we saw there was Dog Day Afternoon, and it was amazing. It was on 35mm. The screen is like huge. It's like 40 feet tall or something. And yeah, they had the organ player play before. Last summer we went to go see 2001: Space Odyssey, which was amazing. And so everyone was clearing out after the film, and we were getting up to go, and I was like, oh shit, I left my phone in the theater. So Kurt was like, okay, well, yeah, let's go back in. So we went back in, and we were like looking under the seats, and this nice guy came over, and he's like, oh, do you guys need a flashlight? And we're like, yeah. And so he shined his flashlight and helped me find my phone, and we were introducing ourselves to each other, and he was a lighting guy, so he did he does lighting for the theater, and he's a volunteer, and he kind of gave us the background of the theater and how it's volunteer run, and we're like, wow, this is a crazy story. And he also got into some of the politics and how they were struggling. They're fighting the city to keep it a community center for theater and arts, community arts. And so I don't know, in the back of my head, I was always thinking, how could we help this theater? This place is amazing. You know, we don't want to see it go away. Kind of like the Lost Arcade.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a thing, like the video arcade that we saw that was dying out. So I don't, it was just in our heads, you know, for a year or so. And then Kurt was on Facebook and saw that Kurt Vile was playing a show there. We're huge Kurt Vile fans. Like, when we first started dating, we like would put Kurt Vile songs on each other's like mix CDs and stuff, and we like always been a big fan of his. Yeah, so it was really just this amazing thing where all the pieces were falling in place, and all these things that we love were coming together. Without even thinking about it, we're kind of choosing similar stories to tell, and that's like these places that are have a lot of history and a lot of character, and that are also inhabited by really interesting people. Like in the Lost Arcade, we really connected to the people in the arcade, so we were really interested in the characters more than like video games, or even more than like the politics of the city. We just really liked these people. And then same with Friends of Wonder, we really liked, you know, our first contact with the theater were the volunteers, and we really liked them. And we, even before Kurt Vile even entered the picture, Courtney Barnett, we were like, oh, we really like these people and we want to document their story. Yeah, there's something like romantic, I guess, about those spaces that we really like. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that it is dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do a lot of writing before, just to get my mind around the themes, because since I grew up writing a lot, that's how I think and organize my thoughts, is just like writing down stories, even like made up stories or something, or situations, to create situations in my head. It just helps me think out things, where Kurt's actually way more visual. So that's why we're also a really good team, because I'm way more like he's like got a really good eye, and then I have a really good story way with story, so it's a really good collaboration. We weren't really sure at first. We were like, oh, it's gonna be more chronological, so it'll be like before the show, you know, the day of the show, and then the concert. But then we thought it was way more interesting to weave together this story based on themes that match up with the lyrics of the songs.
Okay.
And kind of that's more interesting to us. They like to jam, so we're like, yeah, we might as well just show them jam it. Like, we love The Last Waltz. Have you seen that? Yeah, we love that film. Actually, we saw it at Museum of Moving Image with Martin Scorsese, and he was sitting like 10 seats down from us, and I was like, this is like one of my favorite films, and I was like freaking out. That was a huge influence on the film. Just the kind of on the road feel, very like loose, and then also the way he wove the songs with different themes and interviews was a main inspiration for how we approached editing. Mainly, Last Waltz, and then the films of Les Blanc I really like a lot, because he deals a lot with culture and music, and also his storytelling is kind of similar in that it's non-linear storytelling in the way he edits his films together. So he's like best friends with like Werner Herzog, and they're buddies. They have like matching tattoos. They got, have you ever seen that photo? They have like death. They both have like skeletons.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. But they're like, and also Werner Herzog, obviously. He's amazing. For our next documentary feature, which we plan on shooting in summer 2019, we are budgeting right now to shoot on film. So yeah, we actually were just talking to our producer last week if she thinks it's possible, like we could do it, and she thinks it is, but it's definitely tough, especially for a documentary, for like just grabbing an interview. That it makes it just so much harder. You can't just like grab an interview somewhere really quickly. There's like all this film, and then you have to have personnel for the film taking care of it, and you know, it's lugging it around. But we really want to shoot our next feature-length documentary film.
16 millimeter?
Yeah, 16 millimeter. Yeah.